Welcome to this tutorial on using filters in PsycINFO and more. Filters are standard tools in most databases, and they allow you to kind of pick and choose the types of results that you're getting based on some criteria. As a quick reminder, PsycINFO and more is searching across 4 different psychological databases on the EBSCOhost interface. So if you've searched on the library's quick search before, you may already be familiar with the filters. Typically, they come on the left-hand side of a search result screen like this, and on quick search they are very generic because quick search is interdisciplinary. So we see things like peer-reviewed, open access, content types, publication date, languages, creators, this kind of thing. When we're in PsycINFO and more, you can do a couple of preset filters on the basic search screen. So there's the different publication dates you can do. You can limit to peer review. The one filter I would never suggest doing is full text, because again, that might remove content that is actually able to be linked out to within other library databases. And then on the advanced search, we'll go into this more in detail on an advanced search screen. You are able to put on a few of those top level filters, but then there are some that are based on other filters from these other databases. And if you look at them, there are some differences. So PsycExtra doesn't have a lot. The filters that are based with PsycArticles and PsycINFO are the most robust. So I would typically default to just using the PsycINFO ones if you're going to use them on an advanced search screen. We are just going to go ahead and do a really basic search and show you what those filters look like on the results screen. So on PsycINFO and more's results screen, we again see the filters on the left-hand side of the screen like they are in pretty much every single database we go to. I've kept this incredibly broad just so that you can see the power of these filters. So we have started here with about 29,000 or so results. And for example, just limiting it to something like peer review is going to get rid of, 4,000 of those results, okay? Other things like publication date, maybe you want the most up-to-date information. That's great. We can put something that's gone the past, say, 5 years. And the date range is really powerful here because it's gotten rid of a lot of stuff that we don't want to see. However, the other filters that you see on PsycINFO and more are going to be really specific to the field of psychology. So for example, matrix subject headings, these are all going to be, particular headings that are created by the APA that have been assigned to these articles. And so these are also going to be dynamic. So you'll see that ones that have the most head counts are kind of popping up towards the top. You can actually sort them in a couple of different ways. So that hit count either high to low or by name. And so that might be useful in context, like if you're looking for a particular test or measure, so a scale or an interview or some sort of methodology that you're actually using for. So you can either search terms in here. So if I was looking for this Hamilton anxiety scale, and again, we had that top one at 81, and then I wanted to see that there's a couple other options for it down here too. So you can search and actually select these as well. And even if you don't want to go down to a specific test or measure, you can even just see a basic methodology. So for example, empirical studies, these are going to be original research ones. Am I looking for a quantitative? There should be a qualitative one in here. If I'm looking for a systematic review, that's something that I often like to go to just to kind of get an overview of what's going on here. So I can apply these. And again, we reduce the number of results that we're getting. Other ones you may want to pay attention to, language, for example, if you're getting a lot of articles that you're unable to read. Population is another one that I really enjoy. So right now we just have male, female, and animal, though you may see other sexual identities kind of popping up in here as well. Age is another great one to look at because a person's stage in life might be really important to their developmental and how they're dealing with a particular disorder or phenomenon that they're experiencing. So these filters are incredibly powerful. Again, it is a little bit of a Goldilocks paradox here, so you kind of want to get it just right, because adding on more and more subjects, so say if I wanted to do adults and a population of, say, women, again, you can get too much and only bring back one or no results. And if you combine these filters with additional subject terms, that Goldilocks principle holds even more true. Don't rely just solely on your subject terms to kind of pull things back. Don't solely rely on filters to bring everything back. You kind of have to go in between those subject terms and your filters in order to find what you're looking for. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask a librarian. And thank you for watching.